This is very ridiculous. Good evening, and welcome to Feel Better Fireside Chat number 1. I'm your host, Derek Fawcett, and true story. I don't have a fireplace, and so this is the best we can do. It's a digital fire. It's actually my phone right there, and it's warm. It's just the phone from usage. It gets hot. Yeah. Good evening. Wanted to say another thank you to all of you who have been promoting the campaign so far, spreading links around, liking things, and certainly donating as well. We are now at 15% funding, 5 days in, which I think is pretty exciting and cool. And so thank you for all of that. Wanted to take a second here to just kind of answer some questions that y'all have been asking me, have some laughs, and sit by a roaring digital fire. Question number 1 that I've been getting asked a lot is, what is Kickstarter? Which is a very, very smart question, and something that I really need to explain to people because I know that not everybody is familiar with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is one of a bunch of what are now called crowdfunding sites. Set up a website and people donate, and oftentimes we'll get prizes back. Not always, but sometimes. Kickstarter is kind of, I guess, the most well-known and in a lot of ways the most successful. They recently hit the $1 billion donation mark, which is kind of incredible when you consider that all they're doing is raising money for creative projects. So I chose to go with them. Each one has different rules. Indiegogo, for example, if you get, you don't quite make the amount that you set out to get, you still get the money that you raised. Kickstarter is a little different. You have to hit this target goal, and if you don't hit the target goal, you do not get any of the money. I think they would probably argue that the sense of urgency is what has caused them, helped them to be as successful as they are, but that's the way they operate. And the way that it works, you've seen that link that I put all over Facebook and send out in the mass emails and things, and it use credit card and make the donation level that you think is appropriate. And of course, with each level, there are rewards that I think you'll find to be pretty fun. And so you get something on top of doing a nice thing for a musician. But for those of you that have donated so far, the credit card, your credit card will not be charged until we reach the goal. So if a couple people have written saying, hey, just wanted to make sure that my donation went through, it did, you just won't be charged until we hit our goal, which will be hopefully soon. The campaign is 30 days long, and that makes the last day April 10th. So sometime between now and I think there's some lag period afterwards that even if it gets funded, that there'll be a little bit of time, and I'll make sure to let you guys know when it's about to hit your account. So, but that's what Kickstarter is, and they've been great so far, and they've been really helpful with trying to make sure that my campaign is as compelling and interesting as possible. Although they did not recommend the digital fire. They might have recommended something a little realer. But nonetheless, that's what Kickstarter is. I got a bunch of questions, too, about the video I posted this afternoon. So if you haven't seen the video, it looks something like this. There's Nico Exitis, dear friend, who is also a former student and is a tremendous drummer now in Nashville. He plays with a guy named Matt Wirtz. They tour around the country together, and he's also the co-producer of this album. And you see him playing a floor tom with a towel on it, and he's got headphones on, and it goes back and forth between that and 2 random feet that are on the ground that are stomping kind of at the same time that the drummer, at the same time that Nico is playing his floor tom, but it's still kind of a little, sounds like they're not quite together. So what that actually is, the title track of the album, Feel Better, has a section, a couple sections where there are some floor stomps, some foot stomps. And foot stomps, as it turns out, are relatively difficult to record. You'd think it'd be pretty easy. It's just, just kind of make some stomps and there you have it. But to get them sounding like it's actually people stomping, it ends up being kind of challenging. And so, trusty fellow co-producer Cody Fry, also a former student, also doing tremendous things down in Nashville, including touring with Ben Rector and releasing his own successful album earlier this year as well, working with Charlie Peacock. I could go on and on about both of them. He had the idea that we'll have Nico play on kind of a muted floor tom, that's what the towel's for, and have a couple people actually stomping near the microphone as well, and together it'll sound like a bunch of people stomping. That's the fantastic brain of Cody Fry. What's a little funny about it is that he had these shoes on that would stomp and sound great. I was wearing my Toms, which I love, but when you stomp with them, it's not particularly authoritative. So you see my jeans, but these running shoes that Cody has that he hates because they made a bit more of a substantial sound, and we used that. And I'll be honest, I can see why Cody isn't crazy about the shoes. They were a little uncomfortable, but that was what that video is all about. And so when you get to the chorus of this song, "Feel Better," which a bunch of you have heard, but some of you haven't, so I'll play a little bit of it here, if I can remember how it goes. Chorus goes something like, "Oh, I wish you'd play the bottom down, 'cause it won't make you feel better. No, it won't make you feel better." And while that's happening, when the part goes, "'cause it won't make you feel better," there's going to be all these vocals, and the stomps will be like, "'cause it won't make you feel better. No, it won't make you feel better." And so that's what the heck that video was, strange as it sounded. We had that sound going in our headphones, but you couldn't hear that, and so it turned out to be a rather strange-looking video, but that's why I wanted to post it. The last question that I got was about the limits of the prizes. People were like, "Hey, why is there a limit on T-shirts, for example?" I said, well, the reason we do that is because we budgeted a certain amount of money for some of these things that we're buying in the Kickstarter, so that we, for example, we didn't say limit 1,000 on T-shirts because that wasn't how many we were buying. So the limit on I think the $25 level is I think 30, something like that. And I think actually we're down to 4 left. So if you really wanted a T-shirt, which I think they're going to be really cool, Andrew Jasper is just going to be working on the design for that. You want to make sure to make that purchase soon, because I think those are probably going to go the way they've been going, maybe even by the end of the night. So, but that's why there's limits. So that's man, they're just piping in here. Either that or this is a digital fire with a mobile phone that someone threw in it, which would be a pretty specialized app if you ask me. The only other thing that I'll offer up to you guys tonight is maybe a verse and a chorus of one of the tunes, a song called "Just in Case." If you ever let me go, I don't know what I'd do. Maybe stow away upon some ship and sail the ocean blue. With any luck, my boat would land in some exotic place, just in case. Don't let me go. Well, guys, this has been really weird and fun to have this kind of fireside chat thing here, but we're going to do it every Sunday night at 7 Central Time. Thank you for sending in your questions. I hope you enjoyed it, and there'll be more to come. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to spread the word and to support this album. I'm so, so, so thankful, and I'm looking forward to all of us making this happen together. Thanks so much.